Hello guys, how are you? Can you hear my voice? Hello everyone, can you hear me? Okay guys, since you are hearing me well, welcome everyone to today's session, which is the first session of writing a bibliometric analysis. My name is Dr. Hassan Abu Hasna. I am a senior lecturer in University Technology in Malaysia, and I've been working for almost 5 years. I have published many review and bibliometric analysis papers, and I'm here today to share with you how you can start writing your own systematic or a bibliometric analysis paper. So before we start, anyone with previous experience about writing bibliometric analysis, aside from Pam, of course, she has written a bibliometric and it's in the way to publish in scopus.
A small bibliometric analysis using your help, doctor.
All the best, Pam. Of
Thank
course,
you.
Pam is my student. She's doing PhD and she was able to write her own bibliometric analysis, and now it's accepted and in the way of publication. Anyone else with experience of writing bibliometric analysis? Okay, I would like you to participate with me. Uh, since nobody has the experience with bibliometric analysis before, I hope we can learn something today for your own good. Now, let me share with you some of the experiences and some of my student work. All right. Now, this is a bibliometric analysis paper. Shaza was my master student, and Dr. Noura Fandi, and she was able to publish this bibliometric analysis paper in a Q1 journal, indexed in Web of Science and Scopus database. See, she attended only one course with me for 3 hours, and she was able to produce this paper. It took her almost 1 year for publication, but it's all worth it. Okay, so review paper. There are two main, let's say, categories of publications: research papers and review papers. When we talk about research, we are talking about questionnaire, data collection, data analysis, and then writing the results. But when we talk about review papers, we are talking about analyzing the published articles. Okay, so it's already there, and then we publish that using uh, databases like Scopus and Web of Science. All right. So this is a Q1 article. It's been published. Very simple. And if you are familiar with this type of analysis, you will be able to introduce as many papers as you would like, because it simply take, almost 2 weeks to 3 weeks to come out with the full paper. See? And this is the main idea about bibliometric analysis. It's all about mapping and connections. All right? We are going to learn how to write this paper from A to Z in this series. We have three meetings every Saturday, same time. And then we will start to learn one by one. And there is, this one is another example. This is my work, same procedure, using Prisma framework, and voice user software. You see, this is very classic article paper. Start with the abstract, introduction, research questions, and materials and method, which is the Prisma framework. And this will be common on all review paper. As you can see, this is a different paper, not only a bibliometric analysis, but also bibliometric and content analysis as well. And this one also used Prisma framework as the methodology of the paper. All right. And here is another example, but this one is SLR, Systematic Literature Review. Same procedure using Prisma framework. Anyone familiar with Prisma framework? Anyone familiar with Prisma framework? Do you know what Prisma framework refer to? Okay. Can you share with us what is Prisma framework since you have one publication? Pan, would you like to share with us what is Prisma framework? Is my voice clear, guys? Can you hear me well?
Yes, doctor. I can hear you.
Okay, can you share with us what is Prisma framework?
Share my own publication, doctor.
No, just you can talk about Prisma.
Oh,
Okay,
Prisma is preferred reporting items for systematic reviews and meta-analysis, I think.
yes, of course. So what it means that because review paper, like a research paper, it needs a methodology behind it. And this
Yeah,
methodology
yes.
needs a framework. So when they came out with a review paper, they came with this framework that's called Prisma framework. It refers to reporting items for systematic reviews, which is a list of steps that tells us what to do and when. All right? We are going to study that on time. For now, the first thing that you need to do when you start working with your review paper, all right, is to go to the database that you want to use. For example, in my case, I'm going to use Scopus database. If you are using Scopus database outside of UTM campus, then you need to log in using your library, okay, off campus. Because Scopus database need a subscription. All right. Now, because you can see here, brought to you by University Technology Malaysia. So it's not free website. It's not a free website. You need to fill or use your university ID. Now, this is the interface that you will get once you log in into Scopus database. There are 4 different categories. First is the documents, authors, research discovery, organization. What we need is search by documents. All right. Now, search by documents has different categories as well. Right? Search within, if you click here, you'll see a lot of different categories you can start your search with. authors, first author, source, and so on. What we need is we need to choose article title, abstract, keywords. What does that mean is that when we key in our keywords, if the keywords is in the article title or the abstract or the keywords, so it will be included in the results. Okay? Now, when it comes to review papers, guys, it's all about the keywords. Keywords are very, very, very important because it will, you know, line in the data that you are going to build your review based on these keywords. So if you change the keywords, the data will be totally different. All right. So you really need to take, or you really need to care more about the keywords and the keyword selection. It's very important. All right. Now, when I start my search, if I am a PhD student, I will make sure to link these keywords to my main variables or my main theories that I use in my study or in my thesis. For example, I want to use online learning, all right, as a one keyword was, or, as one term, online learning. The second one, I need to choose something that is related to online learning.
Doctor,
Yes?
excuse me, we can't see your screen.
Oh, you cannot see my screen. You should have told me. All right. You can see it now?
Yes, we can see that.
All right, sorry. So let's start again. Now this is
Yeah,
the this is the Scopus interface. After I log in using my UTM-ID,
yeah.
you can see here brought to you by University Technology Malaysia, because I said, as I mentioned, it is not a free website. You need a subscription. All right. So you need to use your university ID. Now, this is the interface. It has different categories to start your search. You can start your search with documents, author, research discovery, or organization. In our case, we are going to use documents here, all right, because we need to start looking for documents. And then under documents, the search within needs to be with the article title, abstract, keywords, which means that the keywords that I am going to write, if these keywords are existed in the title or the abstract or the keywords, so it will be included in my search. Clear?
Yeah.
All right. And once again, the keywords that you need to choose, they must be in relation to each other. If you ask me, how can I do that? It's based on your experience as a teacher or as a researcher. If you are doing a PhD, you need to choose something related to each other. Two main keywords that are related to each other. For example, I'm going to go with online learning as a term. And, for example, students' performance. All right. Now, if these two keywords existed in any of the research title, the abstract, or the keywords, then it will be included in the results. Now I go ahead and click search. Okay. As you can see now, the interface is different. This is the most recent interface by Scopus. The research within, and then the research document. And we have here advanced query. This is something new from Scopus. I want you to turn on this advanced query. All right. Once you turn it on, then everything that you are going to do right now in the query will be shown here in this box. And this box is the most important thing in your review paper, because you will write the methodology part based on this section. Okay. So this is a very important part that I want you to care about. Okay. All right. Now, the initial documents found in this search is 12,000 plus documents, which is a huge number. Why? Because online learning and student performance are very, very related to each other. So there are many publications about this area of study. Okay. But it's your job now to reduce this number to get the most specific results as possible. How? By refining the search criteria. They call it inclusion and exclusion criteria. What to include and what to exclude. All right. Are you following, guys? Everything clear? All right. Now, the first criteria that I'm going to set is the range of my search. All right. I'm going to start with, for example, 2013 to 2023. I will make sure that 2024 is not included in the search. Why? Any idea? Do you know why I excluded 2024? Any ideas why? Exactly, because it's not completed yet, and therefore there are many publications to be indexed in Scopus in 2024 yet. So it's not over. So I cannot include the current year. All right. Now this is the first criteria. I choose in the last 10 years. You can do that, or you can do for the 5 years, 5 previous years. You can do for 1 year. It's totally up to you, but you need to justify why have you included or excluded these years. It's totally up to you, but you need to justify. Okay. So this is not something that is standard. It's totally up to you, since you come out with the justification. Now, this is the first criteria that I'm going to choose, and then click. Now, you see the difference, the number of research from 12,000 plus to 9,000 plus. Okay, so almost 3,000 of the publication are excluded. All right, now this is the only the first criteria. If you go back to the box here, you will see that the first criteria is the keywords, and already added the publication year. All right, so the publication year started from 2012, more than 2012. So 2012 is not included because it started with 2013. And PUP means publication year less than 2024, which means 2024 is not included as well. So you need to understand this query because you will explain it in details later on in the methodology part. All right. Now let's go for the second criteria, which is the subject area. All right. In this case, I'm going to show all. Okay. You will get this window. You will see here, you have social sciences, 5,259, and you have a bunch of different subject areas. Since the results are really huge, so I'm just going to go with social science here and arts and humanities as well, because it is same, almost the same subject area. And then I'm going to select limit 2. All right. Once I do that, I'll go back to the box, the advanced query box. You see, automatically added and limit to subject area, SOCI, social sciences, and social subject area, human arts, right? Arts and humanities, sorry. All right. Now, the third criteria is the document type. All right. And I always go with article only. Why? Because some of the conference papers and the book chapters review, conference review, will not be available online. So to avoid any, mistakes or any collapse from the data, so I always go with the first option, which is article, and then limit 2 as well. All right. Let's go back again. You see, limit to document type, AR. AR means article. You really need to understand everything in this box. So later on, you will elaborate and explain about these, shortcuts, AR, arts, social science. You need to write in detail about this information. Good. Now, let's go one more time. Now, this feature has been added recently by Scopus, and it's super helpful. All right. It's called keyword. All right. Let me show all and show to you. Now, if you show all, you will see a bunch of, more exact or more specific, more accurate keywords that will limit your research results. Okay. For example, we have students with 700 online learning, which is my exact keyword that I use in my search. All right. With 639 articles. And then I will go with academic performance also. And then learning performance, student performance. All right. See, distance learning, I would rather not to include this because it has different definition. I will just stick with online learning or online education as well. So let's see if online education is here. Yes, it is online education. All right. Online teaching, we can also add that. Okay. And then we had limit 2. Okay. Let's go back a little bit and see how Scopus added this query. You see here, after the document type, AR articles, and limit to exact keyword. You see, online learning, academic performance, and so on. And see the results here, 1,238. We have 1 or 2 more criteria that we need to add. Okay, only one, which is the language of the articles. Of course, I would choose only English language for my articles so that I can read, and then limit to it. Now the query is done. You see, this is the query. So what I usually do is just copy this query. That's number one. I will go and open a document. You can see my screen, right? You can see my Word file. All right. Now, the first thing that I do usually is type in the query, paste it here. All right. And then I would like to organize my work a little bit. So the title, keywords, and then I will type online learning and students performance. And then I will write two more very important things, which is the initial search of the documents, how many, and then the final documents. Okay, now how to get this number and this number? We go back to Scopus, right? Now this is the final number, which is 1024. Just copy and paste here. All right. Now how to get the initial search? Before we go to the initial search, what I want you to do to be in the safe side, always remember to save search from here. Click save search and then name it with whatever name you would like and then save. By doing so, you guarantee that this search that you have done, you can go back to it anytime. So the search results will be there. You can go back, check. You can go, if you are bored with it today, you can continue tomorrow and so on, all right? So when you save this search, okay, I want you to choose this option here, clear all. You see, once I click clear all, the query has gone with only one order, which is the title, the main keywords, online learning and student performance. Okay, so which means that this is the initial search number of the documents. So I just copy and go back and paste. Now let's go back. That's it. All right. So when we started our search, we had 12,000 documents. The final number of the documents is 1,224, right? These numbers are super important for your methodology later on. Now let's see if we have any questions so far. Everything clear? Is everything clear, guys? All right, great. Okay. Now let's go back to Scopus. Scopus has many amazing features, all right? We can use it to our research. Now, this is the final number of my documents, which is 1,224. I can go with that, or if I still see it as a huge number, I can go with less numbers. As I told you before, the duration of the years that you need to include in your research, there is no standard, option that you can go with. It's totally up to you as a researcher, but you need to have your own justification later on. All right. So once I do that, I select all, and then I click Analyze Results. When I do that, I will get a bunch of very beautiful analysis from Scopus. Firstly, with the documents by year. Okay, you can see here 2013, which is the first year of our analysis, 30 documents, ending with 2023 with almost 302, which means that there are a big shift in this field of research, mostly because of COVID-19. We will get to know that later on, right? That's the first one. We can get the documents by source, which means the journals. Okay, for example, Sustainability Journal has published 69 articles in this research area: online learning and student performance. International Journal of Emerging Technologies in E-Learning 61, Computers and Education 59. Now, from here also, you get to know the most or the top 10 journals in your field, because most of the students don't know where to publish their work when they are done with writing their papers. They don't know how to publish. From here, you can get the information about the top journals in your field. So these options or these journals will be different based on the keywords that you use, all right? Also, you get to know the top authors in your research. These are the top authors in your research area, all right? Also, you get to know the most productive countries in this area. For example, United States, 335. We get Malaysia here as the fourth option with 75 documents, right? And then we have the subject area and so on. Now, how should I use this information and this beautiful flow chart and analysis in my research? All right, you cannot simply screenshot and insert in your document. You cannot do that because later on you need this active flow chart that will help you to elaborate about the figures that you add in your paper. Okay, so now let's go back to my draft here. What I want to do now is I want to draft the main questions of my bibliometric analysis. Right? You see here, these questions in bibliometric analysis are very, very common when you do a bibliometric analysis. First question is, what is the distribution of online learning readiness publication by years? Second, what is the most relevant journals and authors, productive countries, research keywords, all right? So these are very common research that I want to use. And based on these questions, I will start to come out with my data, all right? Let's, for example, go with research question number 1. What is the distribution of, and I will change this as of this new keywords. So you can simply use my own questions, but you can select different keywords. In this case, my keywords are online learning and student performance. Okay. Now, how I'm going to answer this question? Using Scopus database. Right? Let's go back to Scopus. Select this option, documents by year, and then you go to export. All right. And then select CSV file and then export. You will get this document as an Excel file. Okay, lovely. Now the document is open. And here is the here is the distribution of the documents by years. So what I'm going to do is just simply copy this information, copy, and then go to Microsoft Word, go to Insert, and then Chart. For example, if I want to go to with line, pie, whatever you would like. Once I click Insert, it will open this Excel file. I'll just paste the information that I have. Okay. Copy. And paste. And I will make it only 2 columns and then close this file. Let's go back to our Microsoft Word. I forgot to delete these 2. All right. Now close it again. And this is what we have. Let's edit that again. I'm not sure why it included only 4 years. So let me edit the never mind, I'll delete it and then insert again. So we go to insert. All right, chart, example, column, and then we copy this document, this information. Export, download, and then open, and then copy again. Yes. Now we have this figure, which simply reflect the distribution of years. Okay, we can change this one to distributions by years. Okay, now why we haven't screenshot from Scopus? Because we need this one to be editable so that we can know how many documents in, for example, 2023, we have 300, 2022, we have 260. And then we have, in 2021, we have 191 and so on. Okay, so this is figure 1. The distributions by years. All right, guys, any questions so far? Everything clear? Now, we will not write the explanation of the figure now. We will try to get the figures, tables, and so on first, and then we can write the explanation all at once. Now, let's go to the second questions. What are the most relevant journals and authors in online learning? Now, this question has two main key factors: journals and authors, regarding online learning and student performance. So we can just change that. Now let's deal with the first one, which is journals. All right. What we can do in this case, we can simply go back to Scopus database and click the source, which are the journals. All right. But in this case, we want to change a little bit. So we will not use a figure. All right. So let's use a table, for example. Let's say top 10 most productive journals in table 1, right? And then let's go ahead and insert a table. Okay. The first column will be for the journal name, and then the second one will be for total publication of the journal. TP means total publication. So TP equal total publications. Here, most cited, oh, sorry. Yes, most cited, let's say, article. Now let's go one by one. For example, number 1 is sustainability. You can right-click, open a new tab. Of course, the total publication is 69, right? This is sustainability, copy, and then paste. This one is 69, total publication. Now, how to get to know, before most cited article, we will add cite score. And also you will add TC, which refers to total citation. Okay? But the total publication here will be different based on the total score. Now let's go one by one. Now the cite score, of course, will be based on 2022. So we need to clarify that here. Okay, now for sustainability, the total publication is this number, all right? The total citation is this number, 281,274. The site score is 5.8. The most cited article, we need to take the most cited article from these articles. So double click and open. Why I do that? Because I want to make sure this article belongs to my research area, because sustainability is multidisciplinary research area. Okay, so here are the 68 documents that is related to this query. This is very important point. This is a very important point. Most of the student will do this table and will get confused, and the articles will be stated here will have nothing to do with their research. It will be from different topics. To avoid that, we need to do this. All right, go to this number and then open. Now, I have these documents. I want to know which one is most cited article among these 69. So sort by, I choose cited by highest. See this one? Impact of COVID-19 pandemic on life of higher education students, a global perspective. This one got 1,043 citation. So I'll just copy this title. All right, this is how I fill this table. So I'm gonna do one more example of the second journal, and then you can guys do the full table. Okay, number 2. Let's close this one. Number 2 is International Journal of Emerging Technologies in E-Learning. Open, new tab. First, I take the name of the journal. Second, total publication is 1683. 1683. Total citation is 8389. 8389. Site score is 5. And then I go back, make sure to click on this number 61, open a new tab. And here are the 61 research in the area. So I'm going to sort this article based on citation highest. And then I get this article, which is big data, emerging technology insights into whatever. And then I just copy the title. The citation is 188. 188. All right, guys, clear? Okay, good. Now I want you to do the top 10 most productive journals. Not only the first 2. All right, the top 10 journals. This is the assignment for next week. Also, what we are going to cover in this week as well is the top authors. So just copy, and then let's create table 2 as well. Top 10 most authors. It's almost the same idea. All right. So let's go to insert table. Go back to scopus database to our main search. All right. Always remember to go back to the main search. Right. Analyze. Authors. Okay. Now this is the first author. Go back to the name, right click, open a new tab. First of all, you get the name. All right, let me get here. Number, name, and then also TP. TC. I'm gonna add another one for H index. Most cited article, and then affiliation. We have TP, total publication, and we have TC, total citation. All right, that's number 1. The name is Walid. He was our colleague here in UTM, but now he's working in Saudi Arabia. The total publication for this author is 114 documents, right? The total citation is this number. The H index for this author is 38. Now we go back to, but before we do that, let's fill the affiliation as well. The affiliation is King Saudi Arabia, King Saud University. All right. Now let's go to the most cited article as well. You see, he has different types of articles, but what I really care about is these 8 articles, which are related to my search. So I'm going to repeat what I did in the journal section. Right click, open in a new tab, and then I will get to know these 8 articles. I'll do the same. I will sort this article based on the citation highest, and then I get this, a model of factors, blah, blah, blah. Just copy. If you want to add another column for time cited, you can do that as well. It's 154. 154. And then you do the top 10 authors in this field. Okay, guys? So what I want you to do for next week is first to get the keywords. Second is to fill the initial search, the final documents, and then you get your query ready, and then you get the questions the first figure and these two tables. And from there, we will continue. But before we end our class, let's open up if we have any questions from the audience. I really hope everything was clear. If you do have any questions, please go ahead, unmute, and tell me your question. Any questions, guys? All was clear? Okay, I'm very glad. I really hope that next week all of you can do the same as we did, so that we can, at the end of these three meetings, we can come out with our own review papers. Okay, guys? Thank you very much. With that being said, that's all for today's session, and we'll see you next week. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bye bye, guys.